Welcome to AI in 10. I'm Chuck Goetschel, and every day my AI clone breaks down the biggest AI story in 10 minutes or less. What it is, why it matters, and how you can actually use it. The most powerful AI model you've never heard of just triggered something unprecedented: secret emergency talks between the United States and China. Both superpowers are so alarmed by what they've seen from Anthropic's new Mythos model that they're actually talking to each other again. Which is like watching your divorced neighbors suddenly collaborate on yard work because they spotted a gas leak. Earlier this week, US and Chinese officials held quiet discussions about reviving what they're calling an emergency communication channel for AI risks. Think of it as a hotline, but instead of preventing nuclear war, it's designed to prevent AI from accidentally ending civilization. The timing isn't coincidental. These talks started right after Anthropic dropped Mythos on May 9th. What makes Mythos so concerning? This isn't just another chatbot upgrade. We're talking about a model that's scoring above 95% on advanced reasoning tests. Math Olympiad problems, complex planning scenarios, multimodal processing that can handle text, images, and code simultaneously. The kind of capabilities that make both governments nervous because they're starting to look less like tools and more like, well, digital minds. The model was trained on over 10 trillion tokens of data using Anthropic's custom supercluster with more than 1 million GPUs. To put that in perspective, that's like giving someone access to every book, article, and conversation humanity has ever recorded, then letting them think about it with the processing power of a small city. President Trump's state visit to China was already scheduled for this week, with AI chip exports on the agenda. But Mythos changed the conversation entirely. Now, instead of just arguing about who gets to buy which semiconductors, both countries are asking whether we need some ground rules before these systems get too smart to control. White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles announced on May 12th that she's meeting directly with Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei. She wants to understand Mythos' safeguards, its training methods, and whether it could have military applications. Because apparently when your AI can solve problems that stumped humans for decades, people start wondering what else it might figure out. Now, you might be thinking this sounds like science fiction, but it's affecting your real life right now. When superpowers get nervous about technology, it shows up in your wallet first. Remember how AI competition helped drive up electronics prices 20% last year? These emergency talks could actually prevent that from getting worse. Here's what really matters for your daily routine. If these discussions lead to coordinated AI safety standards, it means the AI tools you use at work and home will be more reliable and less likely to make catastrophic mistakes. Think about how much of your life already depends on AI. Your phone's camera, your car's navigation, your bank's fraud detection, even your streaming recommendations. But there's a bigger employment picture here. Right now, companies are racing to deploy AI without much coordination or planning. Amazon could automate entire warehouses overnight. Customer service departments could disappear in months. Accounting firms could replace half their staff with AI that never sleeps and doesn't need benefits. The emergency channel these officials are discussing isn't just about preventing robot uprisings. It's about making sure AI deployment happens in ways that don't crash entire industries at once. Because when change happens too fast, regular people get crushed in the machinery of progress. Your job security in this environment comes down to one thing: staying ahead of the curve instead of waiting for someone else to protect you. The companies and workers who survive AI disruption are the ones who learn to work with it, not against it. So what can you actually do with this information? First, you can try Mythos yourself. Anthropic has opened a free preview at anthropic.com/mythos. You don't need to be technical to experiment with it. Try asking it to plan a complex trip, analyze a business problem, or help you understand something you've always found confusing. See what all the fuss is about. The goal isn't to become an AI expert overnight. It's to get familiar with capabilities that are clearly making world leaders nervous. When you understand what these tools can do, you make better decisions about your career, your business, and your family's future. Second, pay attention to the White House AI updates at whitehouse.gov/AI. They regularly open public comment periods where ordinary citizens can weigh in on AI regulations. Your voice matters more than you think, especially when most people aren't paying attention yet. Third, start thinking about your work differently. What parts of your job require human judgment, creativity, or relationship building? What parts are routine problem solving that an AI might handle? Don't panic about this. Use it as a roadmap for where to focus your professional development. If you're managing people, start conversations with your team about how AI might change your industry. If you run a small business, experiment with AI tools for marketing, customer service, or operations. If you're job hunting, look for companies that are thoughtfully integrating AI rather than either ignoring it or rushing blindly ahead. The key is positioning yourself as someone who helps humans and AI work together effectively. That's a skill set that becomes more valuable as AI gets more powerful, not less. Here's something most people miss about moments like this. When governments start emergency talks about technology, it usually means that technology is about to become much more important in everyday life. The internet got serious government attention right before it transformed everything, same with smartphones, social media, and cloud computing. Mythos represents what experts call a phase change in AI capabilities, not just better performance, but qualitatively different abilities. The kind of breakthrough that makes old assumptions obsolete. Both the US and China recognize they're not just competing anymore, they're trying to manage something that could reshape civilization. Which sounds dramatic until you realize that's exactly what happened with the last few major technologies. The emergency channel these officials want to establish isn't really about AI at all. It's about preserving human agency in a world where our tools are becoming more capable than we expected. The countries that figure out how to do this well will have enormous advantages. The individuals who figure it out will too. What we're watching this week is the moment when AI stopped being a tech story and became a human story. The question isn't whether these powerful systems will reshape work, relationships, and society. The question is whether we'll have any say in how that happens. That's today's AI in 10. If you want to go deeper and learn AI with a community of people just like you, join us at aihammock.com. I'll see you tomorrow, my friends.